Let's have a property tour, shall we? Bryan Lebo here, and I'm very excited to show you this property today. Now today we are out in Summerlin. We're in Mesa Ridge, which is built entirely by Toll Brothers, and this is a spectacular property. So first off, we enter into this courtyard area, which you're gonna see from another vantage point in a little bit. But like we normally do, let's start off inside in the kitchen. So as we first come inside the house, as you can clearly see, this is a massive pivot door that we have at the entrance. Nice, and it's glass, and it's obstructed by that metal gate that we first came in, so no one can actually see you from the street. Now, as we walk towards the kitchen, let's talk about the flooring first. So the flooring here is actually tile. It's that skeuomorphic look that we discussed earlier. This is tile that looks like wood. So that's what the whole concept of skeuomorphism is when something replicates another surface. So just like how Apple used to have the notepad that looked like an actual legal notepad, this is tile flooring that looks like wood, and it's 60 inches in length throughout the entire downstairs. But now let's get to the kitchen, because that's where we always start off. So first off, we have a massive island, and of course we have the obligatory return waterfall. We have a 2.5-inch apron here. The apron is the return. So this is a custom fabricated counter surface as opposed to prefab, which we'll see a little bit later. So here they made the apron 2.5 inches, just nice, and gives it that custom look, that custom edge, especially when you have that waterfall return. One other nice feature is the front side of this island has cabinetry as well, so you can utilize more space. Now coming over this direction, very nice that we have more picture windows because the backyard's sensational and it lets in a little bit more of that natural light that we like. Now, coming over this direction, you can see clearly we have, very popular clean white shaker style cabinets. We have the same granite counter surface that we did in the island over here. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room. What do you guys think about this backsplash? This is definitely the centerpiece of this kitchen because you can't miss it when you walk in. I was on the fence, and I'm still kind of on the fence. I actually kind of like it. It's a little more radical than I typically go for, but I kind of dig it in here, especially with all the Spartan white cabinetry. And I love how they brought it above the cabinets as well. So it's actually a very unique hexagon tile that has the white stripes painted in. So very geometric, and it's really neat when you actually see it in person to see the grout lines, how it perfectly matches the print on the tile. But again, I want to hear your comments, so let me know, do you like this? Is this too crazy or what? Now, one other thing that's kind of neat over here is you have your 48-inch wolf, so you have your grill top and you have your double ovens, and of course you have the matching 48-inch ventilation hood. But this is kind of cool. It's the full Kenny Rogers Roasters look. So when you want to warm your food, you turn this on, and it actually just really kind of brightens up, and it's just more of that tile. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool, but you guys tell me what you think. All right, over here on this side, clearly we have our basic sink, but this is neat. I actually haven't seen this one. This one is by Retin, and this is your reverse osmosis, but this also apparently can do alkaline, and it has 2 filters. And it even shows you what the percentage of usage is for each filter. So kind of a cool product that I haven't seen before. We'll see how the water tastes. We have our Gen Air dishwasher. Sadly, we only have 1 dishwasher, not 2, but we're also below that $3 million price point where, after over $3 million, I want to see 2 dishwashers. We snuck into that, so we're good. All right, coming around, one thing that we're gonna talk about that we'll see later, there's a lot of kind of things that tie together that are more subtle, a lot of geometric subtleties, but this was kind of cool. We have this one tiny area of an accent wall, so you can see kind of the oversized dark black tile. And again, you'll see this exact same tile later, and it's kind of cool the way they tied it together. Over here, we have the built-in 48-inch Subzero refrigeration. And of course, we have our built-in Gen Air microwave oven, and we have the same counter surface, and then we have the same tile backsplash over here that we just saw against this wall. But check this out. If you're a hoarder, if you got like 10 million kids, or you just like to go to Costco and buy everything, this is the pantry for you. Check out this pantry. Just this right here would be enough to be impressive, but wait till you come around. This is one of the biggest pantries that I've ever seen. Clearly, this could be used as like a butler's pantry. So this could be neat to have like another dishwasher or have another oven or a cooktop. So if you had formal parties, they could prepare the food in here. But suffice to say, this is really neat. Then this door actually brings you back around. So this way, you'll see in a minute, this brings us back to the family room area, but this hallway goes towards the 2-car garage. So before we get to the garage, we have a nice mud deck area right here. And then this window brings us to that courtyard entry that we first came into. Now the garage is, it's a normal garage. It has the epoxy floor, which is nice. We have tankless water heaters, all of that. But what was really kind of neat is check out that cantilevered area that was built so that way you have additional storage above all the cabinetry and the water heater. Just kind of a cool use of space, something I haven't seen done before. All right, now that we're back inside the property, we're gonna head backwards, which is kind of where we started, into the kitchen, which is over here, and then this area where we have the family room. So over this direction, we have an 11-foot slider. It's not a pocket slider, it couldn't accommodate the pocket, but we still have a slider. And this brings us that perfect indoor-outdoor living that we love in modern design and architecture. And we'll see the backyard later, but we have a beautiful, beautiful pool area. Now, one thing that's kind of, let's say a quirk, not to steal Doug DeMuro's quirks and features, but I thought this was pretty interesting and I'd love to hear the design philosophy behind it. But here we have that 11-foot slider, and then over here we have another slider, but while that slider is black, this one's white. I don't think I've ever seen that done before in a production home in such a small area. Just kind of interesting, and I'd love to hear the reason behind it. But anyways, here we have more windows. And what's amazing about this floor plan is, you have like 30-foot high ceilings, so it really feels spacious and large. This feels amazing when you're in this space. And all of these window treatments are all on a remote control, so they all deploy. We've seen this a million times, but very nice to have that available to you. Now, coming over this direction, we have custom built-in cabinetry over here, but this is what I was alluding to earlier in the kitchen. So that same accent wall that we were discussing earlier in the kitchen, we have the exact same tile over here that creates the media wall that goes up 30 feet high. Below, we have a 72-inch fireplace, but what's neat about this is actually a gas fireplace. We weren't able to get it on, but typically we've been seeing electric fireplaces over and over. This, very neat. We have a nice little mantle, modern, but one of the things also I want to discuss about the media wall, for me, I love to see this, and the reason is at night when you're watching a movie, you want everything dark, and having this dark tile as a dark background really kind of immerses you better into the movie, as opposed to having a lighter surface behind it where the television just kind of is obvious and pops in front. Now, coming over this direction, for symmetry's sake, we have another built-in over here. And then this was kind of more what I was alluding to when we were discussing the fabrication for the kitchen island. Here we have more of your normal prefab counter surface. So here we have a white quartz counter surface, but you can see this is only 1 inch thick. This is pretty standard. This is what you see typically 90% of the time in all homes. And then when it comes to luxury, sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you don't, and it depends on the areas. Really commonly, you'll see this in like secondary bathrooms. Now, the counter surface continues back here, and this is a dry bar. There's no water, there's no plumbing that I can tell. So this will just become your dry bar area, kind of neat. And then this is interesting. You guys tell me what you think. Really, really cool use for an accent wall. So here what they did is they took a granite or a granite surface. And this would be really aggressive for a countertop, but as an accent wall, this is really neat. A lot of times you'll see this back illuminated as well. But this is book matched 2 slabs. So when we talk about book matching, that means that from the quarry, these were 2 adjoining pieces. So when they book match together, you can see the veining where it all kind of comes together. So very nice, and that's something you definitely want to look for if you're going to do an accent wall, or if you're doing an island like a waterfall where it all adjoins. All right. Now that we've seen this living space, let's come down back this hallway and see a little bit more. The first thing, we've got this closed, so we have kind of a reveal, but this is kind of neat. So here we have 2 barn doors. We get the reveal. All right. So here we go. So in here, this is currently set up to be an office, clearly denoted by the desk. So not much of a view, we just have our cinder block wall. But over here, we have a full custom built-in because this was set up to be an office. But otherwise, this cavity could serve as a closet. So this could be a downstairs bedroom, or that could be like a china cabinet. And this could be your formal dining space if you're a very formal person and you don't want it over there. All right, coming back this direction, here's another vantage point, which again, we'll see in a minute. But this is the oversized pivot door that leads to the courtyard. All right, coming down this way, over here to our left, this is just the smart closet panel. So in here, we have a panel to access all of the smart devices, so Cat 5 cables, etc. And then this here is the door to the 3rd bay garage. The one thing in the 3rd bay garage that's kind of neat that we're gonna see in just a moment is for Amazon deliveries. Toll Brothers has done a great job in putting in these kiosks, which allow deliveries to be put in outside, securely locked, and then accessible inside the garage. Really, really neat, and we'll see the outside of that in just a moment. Over here, we have a pretty basic powder bathroom, so the same pure white quartz counter surface, undermount sinks. We have a darker dove gray shaker-style cabinet. Clean, simple, not much really going on. Now, let's go back out this way, because one really, really cool feature about this house is that it has an external casita. So you can only access this casita from the outside of the property. There's no interior access. So again, over here, we have our courtyard area. So kind of a nice place to be outside. You're secure from any wind since it's obstructive on all 4 sides. And then before we come check out the casita, this is what I was talking about. So you can keep this gate fully closed so no one has access to inside your residence or even your courtyard. And then this kiosk allows for deliveries to be put in here and then received on the inside of the garage. But let's check out this casita. Kind of neat that it has a glass door and you don't have to worry about the privacy aspect much because you have that metal gate behind you, so no one approaching your home can even see in here. Now, walking around in this casita, we have the same 60-inch long tile plank flooring that we had inside the main dwelling. Really cool modern horizontal windows, Hunter Douglas window treatments, and you can clearly see that we're in the front of the property. So this is a really cool space if you have friends in town that want to kind of come and go late hours of the night because it's Vegas, or if you wanted to make this like an executive office away from the house, like if you have kids and you need to work from home, this would be a great space. We have a walk-in closet, and then over here we have kind of a similar to that powder bathroom. We have the white quartz counter surface, undermount sink, same dove gray cabinetry, and we even have a shower here because again, this is, a casita where people will be sleeping and occupying. All right, we have seen the entire downstairs and now we've seen the casita. So without further ado, let's go and see what's going on the 2nd floor of this property. All right, guys, we are now upstairs, and one of my favorite parts of these types of homes is just how open it is. We'll see from another vantage point later, but I love the fact that you can see your entire home the second you come out of the primary. And one of the things that I had alluded to earlier downstairs is the geometric theme. So we have 3 chandeliers that you can see now. So this one is over the dining table. So you can see we have these illuminated cubes. Then as we come over here, we have another chandelier that's circular. So interesting. And then this chandelier, which is right over the entry, this is another cube formation that kind of ties in with those hexagonal tile backsplash. Just something that kind of ties this whole house together. All right, now that we've seen this part of the landing, let's go check out the primary suite. One of the things that was kind of funny is you can kind of see how long this hallway is. I just naturally gravitated thinking that this was the primary, but no, it's over here. So let's check out the primary and see what's going on. So first off, we walk into this landing area. So this is kind of a flex space. So you could have like an elliptical in the corner here with a television. You could have more area for, closet space, drawers, etc. maybe a cigar chair, a sofa, so you can read and relax, whatever. Over here, we have a custom built-in that ties in over here. So this is the sleeping quarters area. So again, custom built-in, we have a nice area for the display right here. And then clearly, this is the area for the bed. So we have built-in nightstands. But one thing that I wanted to discuss is even on multi-million-dollar homes, I'm not seeing it too often. This is kind of neat. All of the bedrooms upstairs, they all have blackout shades, and they even spent the money on the rails. So the sides of these actually have guides to ensure that no light whatsoever comes in. So this is going to be an exceptionally dark room. And even over here on the slider, we still have the exact same guide rails to keep this completely blacked out. So if you love your sleep and appreciate darkness, this is the upstairs for you. Now over here, we have a massive, massive balcony, really cool balcony overlooking the backyard of the house. And one of the things that I really love is the way that they use the ceiling of this patio cover over the balcony. I love the wood veneer, just kind of gives it a rich feeling. One of my favorite design aspects of modern design now. All right, let's go back towards the actual bathroom. And you can see this landing flex space that we were just discussing. Now, as we get over here, we now have two closets. So this would be the his closet. And you know what? I'm going to go back to the his and hers. We'll save the wokeness for later, but really, really nice. This is the his closet. This would be the her closet, but come in here and check this out. Really neat, full custom, very, very expensive. And we even have illumination coming from the top of all the cabinetry. Really, really, really beautiful, beautiful closet. Kind of ties together with everything else going on up here. All right, now as we come down a little bit further, in theme of the his and her, we even have two water closets. So we have his and her toilets. We don't have two dishwashers, but we have two toilets. I gotta let that one go, right? All right, now as we get into the actual bathroom, very nice, very clean, modern, and elegant. We have 12 by 24 inch porcelain tile that looks like stone. And then of course we have our white quartz counter surface, which is just like what we saw in the dry bar downstairs with undermount sinks. Prefab, so pretty simple, 1 inch. The Dove gray cabinetry. We got really neat medicine cabinets with illumination LEDs built in. And then we have this massive, massive mirror. You guys tell me what you think. Would you appreciate this massive mirror, or would you rather have like two dedicated mirrors? Interesting, let me know your comments. But I do love what they did with the light fixtures. These are awesome. So really, really cool LED light fixture up there. Now, as we pivot around this way, here's another one that's kind of interesting. We have our floating tub, and I'd like to hear your thoughts. Personally, I probably would have taken this tile all the way to the ceiling and called it a day, but that would make it kind of boring. Whereas here you could put in some really cool art and really kind of liven up, you know, kind of a muted bathroom. But leave your comments, let me know. Would you have taken this tile all the way up, or would you have left this bare so that way you could have some art? And again, even in here, they spent extra money to have the blackout guides. So again, no expense spared on the window treatments, that's for sure. All right, coming down is this full walk-through shower, kind of neat. So come check this out. You can approach from either side. So we clearly have two shower heads. We have our shower wand. We have the same tile that was the veneer behind the bathtub on both opposing sides. And then of course we can exit here. So meet you on this side. All right, now that we've seen the primary suite, let's come around and let's see some of the secondary suites. Again, coming up over here, like a flight attendant, we're ahead. Emergency exits to your left and right. Those were our custom closets. And now we're gonna come out. And this was one of the things that I was saying, like, walking out of the primary and seeing this, just a cool feeling. When you're spending $3 million on a home, you kind of want to feel like you live in a $3 million home. You want to appreciate and see it all. Really love that vantage. Now we come into another secondary, and this is what I was telling you about. We have a long grand entrance into a secondary bedroom. We have the blackout shades. First off, over here is a full bath. So the secondary bedrooms are en suite. So we have our own bathroom. So we have white quartz countertops, same Dove gray, same thing we've seen before. Toilet, basic shower, pretty simple, but at least it is a suite. Coming into the sleeping area, we have a closet over there, kind of a neat modern windows. I love what Toll Brothers did out here with the horizontal windows. A little bit more modern, kind of neat. And again, the blackout shades. And this overlooks the front of the property, which is on a cul-de-sac, which is really, really neat. And more importantly, if you can see over here, your neighbor has a pickleball court. So you might want to get really good with your neighbor across the street. All right, now that we've seen this one, let's go to the other wing of the house because we've got a couple more spaces to check out over there. So this is kind of an interesting space. Very, very nice. Again, this could be a desk, could be an office, but it'd be a little loud. So you can clearly see, you know, looking over this balcony that you really are very open. So if you were to use it as an office, you'd also be competing with all the other ambient sounds. And if you were to use this as a viewing area, as it's currently staged, you're still competing with the television directly below you. So kind of an interesting flex area, but nice to have the option for this loft. Don't think you could really close it in, but in theory, you could close this in and make a dedicated space. Now coming down here, over here to the left, we have our laundry room. So we got a little sink area here, clearly our washer dryer. Even in here, we have beautiful window treatments, but it's a laundry room, so nothing to get too fired up over. Now here's where it's kind of interesting. The primary suite had its own thermostat, and then in this suite, we have another dedicated thermostat. But that one bedroom that's overlooking the pickleball court, you're on your own. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. First off, we have another bathroom. So again, homogeneous like the rest. White quartz, dove gray, simple shower, simple bathroom, but hey, at least it's en suite, very nice. Blackout shades overlooking the courtyard. And then what's neat, we have a walk-in closet here, but what's really neat is even this bedroom has its own covered balcony. So again, we're overlooking the street. We can see our pickleball court. Really, really neat space. All right, we've seen downstairs, we've seen the casita. Now we've seen the upstairs. There's only one thing left, and that's to go outside in 105-degree heat and check out this incredible backyard. All right, guys, welcome to outside. Well, we're kind of inside, but we'll be outside here in a second. All right, so like we've been saying, everything old becomes new again. So now becoming very popular, we have the reintroduction of travertine. So outside, we have travertine natural stone flooring going outside. Very nice, very lush. Now over here, couple things. Over here, this was wired for a display. Don't know that I would use this wall, because I think I'd rather be facing the pool than having my back to the pool. So I'd probably put the television on this post or over in this area, but I digress. Now above us is beautiful. Like I showed you upstairs in that balcony, up here we have a wood veneer on the ceiling that's 12 feet high. We have 2 surround sound speakers, as well as 2 ceiling fans. So a great, great, great space to be, to watch the game, to watch a show, or just to have music while you're entertaining. Now over here, this direction, this is kind of neat. They thought this through. So this area is already plumbed for an outdoor kitchen. So down here, you can see we have electrical and we have a gas stub. So if you wanted to have a barbecue, an outdoor kitchen, you're good to go over here. Now coming over this direction, really nice use of the artificial turf inlaid with all the travertine. So this entire area is all travertine surrounding the pool. Now the pool itself, couple things. One, is all self-cleaning pebble tech, very nice. We have our Baja shelf here, which is a great size. We've seen some that are inadequate to say the least, but this is perfect. You can easily fit 4 chaise lounges and enjoy yourself. For people like me who aren't working on a tan, we have a nice hole for an umbrella so we can get some shade and enjoy. And one of the things that we're gonna be talking about over and over again is this pool is towing the line. I don't think you would actually ever be able to replicate this pool. The new regulation is 600 surface feet of water. And this looks a little bit larger. This is probably about 750. So you would actually never be able to replicate this pool again. Now on the back, we have 3 shear descents for water features, which are really nice. We have them turned off right now, just so that the sound isn't competing. But coming over here, this is one of the interesting parts about that regulation that we're discussing. it results in the surface area, but like the city of Henderson, they're counting, let's come over this direction. When they talk about surface area, because this is an infinity edge pool, they will count the top of this infinity edge and the side as surface area. So all 4 sides right here would also be included in that surface area. So that even blows us potentially to almost like 800 square feet. One of those weird interpretation of laws that hasn't really been uniformly applied. All right, coming down this, oh wait, forgot. So one thing we're gonna discuss, we have the 11-foot slider here, we have the smaller like 6-foot slider here. One of the coolest things that would have been, I don't know if it was an option, but how cool would this be if we had a 90-degree return and we could get rid of this post right here? This would really complete the indoor-outdoor living. Not being greedy, just saying that would be impressive. Pulte does it all the time. Would have been nice if Toll Brothers did it, but still really great indoor-outdoor. All right, coming over this direction, we have a nice conversation fire pit area over here. And again, over on this direction, these were the windows coming from the family room that looked out into the pool. So again, we have another entry or exit to the pool. And really, I mean, this would be awesome for parties, playing volleyball. It's just a perfect linear pool. Over here, we have the steps that go up to this area. And this is awesome. I mean, not only could you actually have games and play up here, but this is a great spot for your fur babies. And if you have dogs, you know dogs love to seek higher ground to look down on. So I think Deuce would really love being up here when we have parties. And this is kind of cool. I love the 12 by 24 inch veneer. And one of the things that's, I don't know if it was by design, but what's so smart about this is because it's a very kind of stone veneer and it's also more of a whitish gray, it also won't show the hard mineral deposits that we have out here. So this will look fantastic for years and years to come, as opposed to some pools that kind of go away very quickly. All right, we have seen everything. So we've seen the inside, we've seen the outside. What is your favorite part of the house? Is it the decorative backsplash wall? Is it the media wall? Is it the balconies? Is it the floor plan in general? I always read your comments and I would love to hear what you guys have to say. So without further ado, please click to subscribe, like the video, share with all your friends. We got plenty more videos coming soon. I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.